Ooh. Hi, guys.
So,
I'm Patrick.
I'm James.
These are two guys, one cup.
Cup. That felt tight. It felt right.
It does. Feels right.
Hey, man, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Oh, I'm amazing. I mean, how are you doing?
I'm pretty great.
In the arm wrestling world, you are major.
I just want to everyone to suck my balls. Respectfully. But no, in seriousness, so I just won the Vermont Heavyweight Shield title, so that was pretty cool. I had a great corner. All my team members there supported me. But I want to take a little bit of time and let's appreciate Ozzy Dolan.
Hell yeah.
For what he did, I couldn't do, and that's a fact.
Hey, beat Colin.
Well, beat Colin, I couldn't do that. And that kid showed up. That's right. I can call him a kid because I'm a grown man.
You guys are the same.
I'm a year older, and I respect that boy.
You're a year older?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's crazy to think about that, right?
Yeah.
That boy's 25. You're just discovering life. But anyways, in a serious note, you know, what he's going through, his personal issues, I don't think a lot of guys could even show up that day. I couldn't. I know I wouldn't.
Props to showing up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Showing up, putting his heart there on the line, and giving it his all. I love the match. I wanted it forever. I pulled him once when I was a kid, and he smashed me. But I love chasing grown men that smash me. I guess that's my toxic trait. But
okay,
that's just me. And
beautiful.
So, yeah, anyone that thought I couldn't win, well, you suck, obviously, and you shouldn't predict on anything. I wouldn't even take a mortgage out or a loan out because you shouldn't trust any decisions you make if you bet against me.
Yep.
That's just my opinion. And then Burdog had a great showing. I'll tell you what, round one, how did you feel against him and Garrett?
I thought he was going to smoke him. Like, right hand. But then Garrett impressed. Holy shit. Like,
Garrett's doing awesome. But I'll tell you what, that first round, because we saw the first round with him and Garrett in January.
Yep.
And
Burdog
had to make it kind of ugly, but got a good pin in. But then on this first round, it was a ready, go, wow. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was that exact noise, I think.
Totally thought he was in good position to take it. He didn't exert himself like he did in the last one. There was no heavy press. Like, yeah, I thought he had a good chance of winning. So, But we also know how much Garrett has been pulling out of state. And I think that experience has kind of been the difference.
Right. And that nervousness is gone when you're the champ, I think.
No, I doubt it.
You think?
I get nervous every time I pull.
Ooh, so here, let's I want to ask this.
Yeah.
Do you think it's more nerve-wracking to be the guy pulling for the shield, or do you think it's more nerve-wracking to defend the shield?
It is as nerve-wracking to do both for me.
Yeah, but you've done both now.
I was as nervous, the same nervousness.
Really? The same?
I get the same adrenaline dump. I get just as nervous every time.
I'm talking about not even the match. I'm talking about the 3 months leading up to it.
I wasn't nervous. I'm never nervous coming up to it.
Oh, really?
It's always when I get to the table right off, I'm like legs shaking, body jumping. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's different. Ozzy had me up all night for months. I was like trying to figure out ways in my head to like, if I get in a car accident, I might not have to pull. And then seriously. And then it's not an excuse. It's everyone's like, oh, you got in a car accident, so that's why you couldn't pull.
Right.
Or like I wanted to beat the shit out of my brother and then be like, look, I broke my hands, I can't pull. And I was like looking for like reasonable outlets to get out of this match. And then I just kept training and stopped making excuses. But every day was dreadful. I'm like, man, did I put the work in? Am I good enough? Can I beat him? What could I do different? And dude, 6 rounds, both arms in front of people, that sucks.
Yeah.
You got nowhere to go. You got a minute break. And I'll tell you what.
And none of those, I don't even think any of those rounds were a full minute. Like you took a minute. Ozzy he came right back up on like, it was in between 2 and 3.
Ozzy stayed on that.
I was like, what is he doing? I was like, go. So I can't believe it. I can't believe how quick he went back up.
Oh, again, the heart. I had a game plan. I knew I was like, I got to get my blood flow. You know what I mean? Your arms are pumped.
Yeah.
And I was crazy to believe that I lost my hand the first round, I lost my hand the second round, and then the later rounds I got my hand back.
I don't think you like completely compromised it either. You let it go.
Right.
That's
I think it was
different.
just gross. I had some bad setup. I don't know. It's way easier to say. Maybe that's just how unexperienced I am.
Yeah.
Is I can't decide what I did or didn't do right.
It'd be nice to go back and watch it.
Right. I bet I've watched.
I think when you leaned in to put your shoulder in, you just stopped giving a shit about your hand.
If anyone watches the match, and you remember, so the first round, I was full of self-doubt. I was like, shit. I was like, this guy's probably going to hit with everything he's got, and he's going to hurt me.
Yeah.
So I kind of didn't go for it on the go. And then when they said go and I stopped it, I was kind of in, you know what I mean? I couldn't believe I did it. And then I thought he was being nice. Like, you know, when you're pulling a guy that ain't strong as you, so you kind of give him a little.
Yeah.
And then I realized he was redlining and trying to push, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta do something." And then by the time I decided to do something, he got
hit
me
really hard.
and and I nodded. I said, "Okay." And then I went to my corner, and I had a great corner. People, Burdock looked right at me and he was like, "You know what to do?" I said, "Yep, I got this one." And the setup was good. The setups with him were all awesome. I think so. We didn't fight a lot. The grips I thought were pretty fair.
Yep.
I did like to mess with him in the setup, which that was
right.
enjoyable.
And I think that's because he just wants to get up and go. Like Colin, he's trying to.
Yeah, Colin's more.
It's going to be much different the next time,
but yeah, second round. Oh, dude, Ozzy could have beat me so easily when he took my hand. But I just kept. I knew I had to keep doing this. Like I had to take his lane away. And then at one point, I gave my hand. And I'm just doing this, pushing as close to him as I can.
Yeah.
And just trying to stop him from hitting.
Did he clamp over you?
He clamped over me, but I was trying to stop the surge. Oh. So I was like, every time he'd try to load up, I'd just fucking push.
And you forgot to rise.
Yeah. So and now like I was in a compromised position, and I'm trying to get my I was so bad, and I just kept going. I got to get my shoulder behind. And after I think it was a 32-second match, and I eventually got in it, and once I was cinched, I didn't complete the pin. I wanted to sit there and drain him.
Yeah.
I said, okay, this is the time to be cool and calm. If he can pull me out through this with my shoulder deep in like that, I don't have no business pulling this guy. I was like, by every second I get to pump him and drain him, I'm going to drain that big boy.
It worked out.
Yeah.
You went 4-2 on the left, right? 4-2 on the left, and it was 3-3 on the right.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
I was counting.
I think it was 4-2 right.
No, 4-2 left, 3-3 right.
No, I won more right.
No, you won more left.
No.
We went through this with Jay. I was at the table.
No. Because right, lost first one, won the second, won the third, lost the...
Oh, because we started right. I'm sorry. Yes. No.
Yeah. Because remember, I had a pin, and they didn't call it, and I let up. Yeah. He got me, which has nothing to do with Ozzy. And again, I want to bring up, I'm really sorry about what I did to Ozzy in like the 5th round. It had nothing to do against him. I was just mad at the refs, and I
buried him, and it wasn't.
And I just, you know what I mean? No one wants to feel cheated. And when you know what I mean? I put a lot of work into this. I train hard for it. So when I feel like I won and I don't get that acknowledgement from it.
Yeah.
And then you feel like, oh, no. And again.
Yeah, because round 2, it was, and then they.
No, that's 3.
Round 3?
3 is when I hit him, pinned him. And then
they didn't call it.
And that was my fault. I should have stopped, and I should have waited for the ref to call the match. But it
was completely obvious.
Right. Well, whatever. That was my mistake. But again, that could have been a big factor in changing that match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like say if I lost that match and then I would have lost that right, one more.
Right. You didn't let it screw your head up.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, and that was my biggest mindset to anybody that's in a super match is even if you're losing, do not quit this. And I had a feeling I was going to win round 3 in the right arm because of his posture on the table. Normally when I see a guy at pro level, amateur level, one dude's like this on the table leaning and one dude's standing tall. normally that means one guy's tired and one guy still wants it.
Yeah.
Even if the guy that wants it's still weaker, I think drive and heart really matter, especially when you get into 6 round, and it wasn't best of 6, all 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you pull all 6.
You got to pull all 6.
And then you pull all 6 on the next hand, and then you pull
Right.
silver bullet if you need to on the
Right. Or say like you pull 4 and you forfeit. Guess what? Those 2 points still go to the other guy.
Yeah.
So those are automatic wins, which suck.
Which happened.
Well, yep. So we'll
in the
go
next match.
So yeah. But anyway, shout out to Austin Dolan, a true champ. He handed me the shield.
Yep.
We took a photo, and he told me he'd be back, and I can't wait. And I hope he starts to train and practice because that guy's gonna be a monster. Colin King won the tournament.
So he
the
comes
heavyweight.
back around to you.
Yeah, so it's going to be another rematch against me and Colin King. I'm really excited. I'm hoping to really push myself on this one, and I need to know that if I'm leveling up, because I want to get out of state and I want to start beating these guys.
Yep.
So I need to make an example, not of Colin, but of myself,
Mhm.
and I'm hoping for a dominant win against him, both arms. And that's no disrespect, but that's just the respect I have for myself.
Well,
and
you
that-
get a lot of respect for Colin. You're just not, when you walk up to somebody, you're going to.
right.
There's a lot of respect for Colin because we know how strong he is.
Right. And again, that's my mindset. If Colin's that strong and I can dominate Colin, that tells me I'm moving up.
Yeah.
And that's my goal. So it's nothing against him, but I'm tired of fucking around. I want to
Right.
be better. So
And it's nice to beat Ozzy with Styles make matches.
Yeah,
This may
Styles
be a
make-
bad style match.
right. I think I'm a pretty solid top roller in the state of Vermont.
Yep.
And I've went out of state, and most guys I don't. Yeah. Who top rolled me?
Not many. A lot of them are high hookers and pressers.
Right. Yeah.
Ron.
Yeah. I think
Maybe.
Ron high hooked me though.
I don't know. He's usually a top roller. So
And again, the last match of Ron, I think he could have beat me. It was just I made it so ugly he wasn't allowed to win.
props to Ron for placing in Greece. dude.
Yeah, both
I
arms.
think you got third and second. I
Third
can't
and
remember
second.
which
Second right, third left.
I have a win over that guy.
Yeah. He beat him left. I beat him right. I think
Yeah.
I beat him left. So that's great. Shout out to Ron Armani. He's
Yeah.
a fucking monster.
Maybe I could be a 40-year-old world GM someday.
You ever think about that?
Be a Masters?
Yeah.
I have. I don't think I'm good enough. He did Grandmasters. I think he won in 50 and up.
I think he did 40. He weren't Grandmasters. I could be wrong.
He's over 50.
Right, but I think the one he won was a 40.
Grandmaster.
Okay.
No, it was over 50.
Okay. Either way, man, stout.
He is. He's nasty because he came here in IFA and he won Masters to get into Grandmasters. So, yeah, he's no joke.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
that's another guy on the list.
But we don't have to because we already beat him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's done. I never have to pull him again.
I do want one right because
If he ever wants to pull me again, it's a hard no. I beat you. Get over it. Deal with the loss. Take that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my motto. Once I beat you, get away from me. You suck.
All right, so let's get into. We got Colin and Jake who pulled next in the middleweight, and then Carson. I get their names mixed up.
I don't know
Yeah.
how you can.
So Carson and Jake pulled in the middleweight.
And again, I think it went exactly how I predicted.
I did not predict it. I thought that Jake was going to be too much side pressure,
Yeah.
but Jake did win. Carson won the first round,
No.
caught him, and
No.
then came back. I thought
Did
he
not
won
win
the first
round.
I
Did
thought
not.
that
win
was the first
No.
round. Was it the
'Cause
second?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Carson did exactly what he needed to do, and
Burned him out in the first round.
yeah, well, Carson's whole move was get away from the side pressure, back pressure, rise, and keep attacking that wrist and fingers, and eventually
Yeah.
it will buckle. And stay away from the straps. I wish Jake would have saw that, because every time Jake went to the strap, it was a dominant pin. Yeah, because what was it? Was it 3-3, right?
4-2.
It was 4-2?
Yeah.
No shit. Yes. Okay, yep, that's right. He won the first round. I think he won the third round.
Yeah. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. But
And
yeah.
then Jake just I guess side pressure.
Yeah,
Stupid.
power, dude. If Jake trains and me and him were talking, he's like, man, if I dieted, he's like, I think I do 176.
Yeah.
And that would
He
be a
just learned how to top
monster.
roll.
No, he don't need a top roll. I think he just needs to learn a little technique
Yeah.
and understand what setup is. Because you can be really strong. If you don't have setup, you're kind of fucked. No offense to anybody. Because table IQ can beat a lot of people, even if you're really strong, if you don't know what you're doing.
Agreed.
And my table IQ is a solid 45 out of 100 in the state of Vermont.
Yeah.
So y'all got to start reading a book if you could.
Well, I'm pretty stupid cable IQ, but I still beat people.
Right. Well, again, it's power to IQ ratio.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start like dressing like a professor and be like, how much power to, you know what I mean, 7 IQ brings him here.
On a board.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have a slant.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a pie
Look at the
chart?
graphs. I'm like, see, Colin has wicked IQ, but yeah, check that out. Oh, look where I land. Oh, that's right next to that goat symbol.
Yeah.
Strange. So yeah, Carson beat Jake. Jake unfortunately had an injury left and had to submit to the next. I think he pulled once, right?
Twice.
He did pull twice in life.
And he's like, I can't.
Yeah, you're right. He tried twice. He got hurt, and then he forfeited. And again, very humble, handed in the shield respectfully.
Yep.
And again, I know how bad it must feel to lose to Carson King. I've been a victim of Carson King.
I've never pulled him.
Yeah. Carson will like bother you, dude.
I'm about to.
Yeah. So that's where it comes up to who is the number 1 contender of the state of Vermont.
For middleweight, I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Well, Glenn is for lightweight. So Glenn Tupper came back around for lightweight.
Right. So
people just can't beat that guy. He is good.
but before we go into that, let's talk about how sick of a match it was. Our own
Oh, Phil and Glenn?
Phil and Glenn had
Yeah.
what was that 2-minute match?
Yeah, that should have been it should have been about a 30-second match because Glenn was completely under the table with both shoulders, but
But again, they didn't bring that up in the ruling.
no.
So you can't. And again,
we gotta talk about that.
We got to talk about it. And remember this, guys, when you go to a tournament or you have a super match, you
Follow the
better make
rules.
sure you agree to all the rules. And if they're not brought up, you can't bitch about it in the middle because then you don't know, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a gray area. You want everything perfectly agreed upon.
I think there should be a rules meeting. I mean, guys, I love Jay and those guys, but like we should do a rules meeting at the tournament with everybody. It shouldn't be done in closed doors. Everybody needs to know the rules.
Oh, wait. This last one, did they go over the rules?
No.
Oh. Yeah.
So the rules meeting, there should be no discussion about it out back. They pull the people out back, that's fine. But it just needs to be discussed in the middle of the floor with everybody because everybody's pulling. So
Right.
should definitely be discussed.
Right.
And maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed the tournament rules meeting. I don't remember there being one though.
Right. And I was kind of on a cloud 9 from winning the Shield.
I'm pretty sure they just went right into the tournament though.
Right. I think after all the super matches were done, it was straight to the Shield.
Yep.
And I will say it was weird pulling first, being the heavyweight champ. Normally you say the best match for
Right?
last, but they said, we want to see a show in the beginning.
I think it was good.
Yeah, it was fun. It was weird mentally, though. Like, normally I like to be in the corner for my team and then go away and get hyped. I was
think
kind of
they'll
like,
spin that. Well, it doesn't matter for me. I'll be right after you no matter what. Or right
oh,
before you.
dude, think about that. We get to be in a super match. Were we in a super match last time together?
Yeah. You pulled Colin and I pulled Jake.
Ooh. No, now it's not. It's almost the same. Imagine if it had been in a double rematch. That would have been cool.
That would be cool.
But I think this is better.
I think it was better too. Because I've always wanted to pull Colin.
You got Vermont Power Brothers versus Borderline Arms.
2 guys pulled.
Brothers. But you're not just having 2 guys. You're having 2 guys in a hypothetical cup.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to shit in your cup.
No. We're not going to do that.
No, we're going to shit in your cup. It's done.
It's fake poop. Oh, man.
So,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this match coming up against you and Carson?
I feel good. I know there's some stuff I have to specifically hit on training, but we'll see. I guess stuff to work on. If something doesn't work, I have to surprise him with something else. So I think that's where we're working on some weakness stuff.
I want to work on your mentality and just go full alpha dominance and be like, I am a grown man. You were a child. You do not talk to me like that. You will not disrespect me like that. When you come to the table, you will say, sir, and you will shake my hand. If you do not, I will bitch smack you.
I think if I could do one thing well, this very specific thing well, I think that I'm gonna beat him every time. But
I know his dad goes to the tournament, but I want you to be like a co-parent second daddy to him. And
no, I don't want to be.
That'd be beautiful.
Why does that always go to daddy shit for you? You got daddy issues.
I have daddy issues. I got issues, dude. That's the facts.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at this mustache, dude. I look like I'm untrustworthy around children.
So I guess we're gonna wait to bring up anything about East versus West. But is there anything else you want to go over? Anything else? How maybe Brian Shaw is gonna change the sport forever? Hopefully.
Am I the only one that's not hard about powerlifters?
I love it.
I hope it brings more eyes to the sport.
He's not a powerlifter. He's the greatest strongman to ever do it. He's in a niche sport like us, who he brought greatness to and could bring greatness to the sport. If he brings eyes, who is it to say that we're not slap fighting in a couple years?
If you think I'll fucking slap fight, you're wrong.
That's not what I'm saying. You're not going to slap fight. You know what I'm saying. You're
you're saying, what if we get as big as slap fighting?
Yeah, exactly.
I think there should be an argument. How in the fuck did slap fighting, two grown men talking shit like this, like, I fucking dare you to slap me. Because the guy's like, dude, I'm going to slap you. He's like, you ain't going to do shit. I've seen grown men look at him and they already know the rules. Like,
there's a mentality of it.
This is so crazy. I've never seen, imagine going home to your wife and your kids and be like, I am a slap boxer. My daddy gets slapped the fuck up.
I mean, if they make a lot of money, I don't think they're really.
I don't think there's a dominant champion in slap boxing. Because the minute you don't get the slap first, you're getting your ass slapped.
There's guys who can take a beating.
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about daddy issues.
It's messed up.
That's that. No grown man with self-respect would let himself get slapped on national television.
I just don't get the defenselessness of it. But we're not talking about it. We're talking about Brian Shaw.
Right, okay.
Do you think he's going to beat Eddie Hall at least?
I think he has to beat Eddie Hall, convincingly. I think he has to. As much time as he's put into training already.
I agree.
I would love to see him smash Eddie Hall convincingly. You see a lot of fluidity in his match, and you can see control. I really want to see that from him. And then I want to see bigger matches. Devin and all these guys are just saying he's got to take his time, which I understand. You don't want a guy to get injured. When you start pulling pro-level guys, you could get hurt, especially when their tendons.
Well, they say Devin laid it out a little bit. He's like maybe 3 or 4 guys then pull like Krill, who is the Russian dude who pulled the Saplinka off. It's a blonde hair guy. You have no idea.
Is Krill the guy that got almost beat Lars at King of the Table?
Different guy. Nope.
I want to see that guy in Shaw pull.
I don't think he's big enough. He's not a heavyweight.
Doesn't matter. He looks monstrous.
True. But I think that Krill is like a true super heavyweight.
Right.
Everybody keeps saying Brian and Larry Wheels. And
well,
I don't even know if he could be about Larry Wheels. Larry Wheels is nasty. So
you don't think Brian Shaw could beat Larry Wheels?
Maybe not at this point.
Are you fucking insane? This is where I get confused, dude.
It depends where Larry's at. Has he been practicing? Larry's good.
Yeah, but when you're talking about range of height, when the dude's arm is that much taller and his hand is that much bigger.
Right, but he's never locking. You can suck him in. Look at Tristan. How do I beat Tristan then?
Who?
How do I beat Tristan?
Tristan's not a strongman, a world champion strongman. Again, strength matters.
Yeah,
right.
Part of it,
right? I mean, we're technically sound. Do you think you'd beat Brian Shaw?
No,
I could.
Yeah,
I think one and done. He doesn't know who I am. I know who he is. We'd have one set match. I'd really make sure his wrist is compromised.
I've seen him stonewall like a lot of guys.
Do you think he could beat Smith?
Derek, no. You can't beat Derek Smith. He's like 9th in the nation.
That's not what I asked. I said, do you think Brian Shaw can beat Derek Smith?
I don't think he can. I think Derek has too tricky of a hook.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? They robbed us. Derek Smith robbed us, and Devin Lorette robbed us. Is they never actually put a video up of them polling. Even in a practice poll, like Devin kind of give it some gas.
I think they pulled way back. It's not a match. Matt smoked him. Matt smoked him.
Smoked who?
Derek Smith.
Where's Matt Mask coming from this?
Because I put him and Devin. I put Devin above Matt Mask.
Right. That makes sense.
And they pull top rollish a lot of like if they go into that move, but
And you don't think Brian Shaw stands a chance against
Derek Smith. Where they're talking about Derek Smith.
Oh, that's right. Matt did smash Derek Smith.
Yeah.
Dude, arm wrestling math is stupid.
Yep.
But yeah, I hope Brian Shaw is awesome. I loved watching the strongman.
I want to see him do awesome. I love Brian.
Do you think he's gonna wear his Oakleys?
No.
Come on, you remember like he'd always wear his like ripped shirt and
Yeah, if it's outside.
yeah, but it was always like no neck, just
Well, he's lost a lot of weight. He's like
Just-
100 pounds down.
yeah, just chin and
Yeah.
chest, big old dome and Oakleys, and he's. I would love to see that.
I don't think they're drug testing the match, whatever he's
There's
doing with Eddie.
I think arm wrestling should be undrug tested,
Correct.
unless they do an Olympic sport. But I like seeing freaks with 22-inch arms. No homo.
Awesome.
I
I got a pee-pee.
Okay.
You got anything else, big guy?
Let's just end it on. I don't think people understand the difference in caliber of pro arm wrestlers to beginning arm wrestlers. I mean, we're talking about Brian Shaw right now, world's strongest man.
Yeah.
You're saying he can't beat Derek Smith.
No.
And I'm saying I could beat Brian Shaw.
So I don't think he's far at this point. So see some of Derek's matches.
Right. I don't know. But then, like, realistically, like, I think who's a pro in the 220 in the state of the United States? United States. The state of the United States.
Paul Lynn.
Paul Lynn's 220,
He's like 231.
231. And what is he ranked in the United States?
Number one, isn't he? On the right hand.
We got to figure this out. So I would love to pull Paul Lynn and just to see the gap. My ego and being the state champ, the heavyweight state champ, tells me I could win.
Bill Sings is a guy that'd be good to rate.
Well, that's my last goal is when I beat Colin, I'm going to call out. I hope my team members win the Shield event, but I really want, if I beat Colin convincingly, who else is there in the state of Vermont? I want Big John.
Yeah.
Big John needs to show up. Ozzy Doley needs to come back and train healthy with a good mindset. Eric Preston, if he's not too scared of all my convincing wins, I would love to have that.
I think he has a stamina.
Oh,
I think he weighs too much.
and I think I'm just too good. And remember, every year
Yeah.
you don't train as a day, I'm getting better. And
That big hand, it's got a weakness.
yeah, and I have a medium hand that will touch you and make you feel uncomfortable and make you not want to be with me. But you have to be with me for 6 rounds. We are in a committed relationship for guaranteed 20 minutes.
Fair.
That's a fact. But yeah, Bill Sinks. I would love to pull Bill Sinks in a strict super match.
Mhm.
Another one, George Sheldrick. If George Sheldrick watches this, please train, get better. I would love to pull you for the Shield. And again, I want to see the Shield stay with somebody. Garrett Tupper right now is the only guy that's been able to retain the Shield.
Right.
Two title defenses now? Yes.
No, Colin, he
No.
beat you, but he beat his brother, you, and then he lost to Ozzy.
Right. So, but he didn't pull a super heavyweight. That was the open weight.
Correct.
So again, Garrett's the only guy that's defended his
Yes.
Shield twice.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
Middleweight hasn't even defended it.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't think.
it's patent.
Everyone
Dude,
lost
the
it.
middleweight Shield is a slut.
Okay.
It is. It's not faithful to nobody.
No.
That thing gets turned
She wants
around.
the highest bidder.
Yeah, it's been on more wieners than Heinz ketchup.
Yep.
Had more loads in it than
Okay,
Town
that's it.
Walker.
I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
This is
See
Two
you guys.
guys, one
One
cup.
cup.
James got weird.
Yeah. Hey, you smell that?